Hello and welcome to Balanced Existence, a space for like-minded and open-minded individuals seeking to better themselves spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. I have been definitely feeling the intense eclipse energy, and I allowed some time for it to settle so I could really sit with it and feel where this new direction of life was meant to be heading. So I don't know if any of you have felt that way. Maybe you haven't even had a moment to just sit and breathe and reflect. But I think especially if you're consuming a lot of content or reading about eclipses or, evaluating your astrology chart and, making predictions or assessments or analyzing the energies, I think that sometimes it's good to just take a pause and almost like give yourself a break from like constantly trying to know what's coming next. I've been doing that and it really has helped almost like help the dust settle. And I'm being reminded of what a productive action that is to take, which is to do nothing, which may seem counterproductive, but it really is true that when like big movement is about to happen, it does require like silence or a pause before. It's like the calm before the storm. Not necessarily that a storm is coming, but it's like that moment where you're just trying to reach that clarity before then you can have like that really powerful movement forward. And one thing that's really been helping me do this is to have daily rituals. And that might seem like obvious or that we already know this, but I really think that having daily rituals that not just like, oh, I do my skincare, or oh, I work out, or I cook for myself, but like rituals that really require us to, like I said, slow down or pause. And this could be meditation, like many of us are taking that time to meditate and reflect. But I've also noticed, like in the past, meditation can sometimes feel like a chore. Or sometimes you need to switch up the way in which you meditate, or sometimes it just becomes something that feels like you start to feel this resistance, like you have to conjure up this energy of discipline in order to keep up with it. And what I mean when I talk about rituals is nothing like that, but it's more so this energy of doing something that feels good, simply put. Like, are you taking time, and not just 5 minutes a day, but ideally throughout the day, to pause and think to yourself what would feel good? And that doesn't mean like just eat junk food when you want it, or, veg out on the couch because it feels good. Like, these are like healthy ways. And it doesn't even have to be healthy, because healthy can even be like a loaded word, but it's really meant to be like a balanced way that we give ourselves that moment of breath to just exist. And I'm kind of tying this back to the channel, which of course is Balanced Existence, but it, like, to live a balanced existence really comes down to having more moments where you allow yourself to exist and you do so in a balanced way. And you get to that point of having more moments like that by building that habit and building those rituals, right? So I can't just list like these are the things that you should be doing every day. I could very well do that. You could probably find many influencers or videos on that, and I'm sure you will find helpful nuggets of information. But what this is really about is you using your intuition and maybe consuming content and using your intuition to see what resonates and where in your life you may need to try something new or shake something up or implement some new kind of routine or ritual. So I think that if you've come across this video and if you're listening thus far, your angels are urging you to have a little reset like that. And not in a way where you have to like do something or accomplish a task, but in a way where you can simply and with ease and in an enjoyable way reflect on what are the things that you want to do during the day, but you kind of neglect that desire. Like you think to yourself, oh, I don't have time to do that. Like I don't have time to sit outside and look at the sun or, look at the sky, look at the clouds. I don't have time to do that. I have to finish this work task. Or it's like those little moments that we kind of like push down the requests of our soul. Those are the moments that I would like us to actually indulge in and lean into. And so however you may get these ideas, whether you find it like from content or whether you just sit with yourself and reflect on your days and what nudges come up, or whether you give yourself time to think about it and reflect on it and come to a decision in the next couple days, your angels are encouraging you to seek more of those moments of ritual. And the reason this is so important is because when we are living in that place of balanced existence and having these rituals and really just having the habit of going through our day feeling like life is good, like we're doing things that make us happy, and even if we have to do a chore that we don't really like, or that there are certain parts of life, like whether it's the tasks that come up in your day-to-day job or having to clean your house, like there are certain tasks that you may not feel as motivated to do. And what these rituals are doing are giving yourself something to conjure this inner feeling of happiness, gratitude, joy, contentment, fulfillment, so that any of that other external stuff doesn't really get to you or distract you from what is your true source, which is that infinite, abundant, creator, love energy. And that's what we want to tap into when we have these rituals. So, for example, I also want to make the distinction of like these rituals are not just another external thing that is making you happy. These rituals are almost like a portal. They're like a doorway for you to go through to lead yourself to, and almost not even just to lead yourself, but to rewire yourself into feeling those feelings of happiness, fulfillment, etc. So for example, if you decide that you're going to implement a ritual of drinking cacao every day and going for a walk or sitting outside, whether it's for an hour or for 5 minutes, but you decide that that's something that you've been really craving, your soul has been craving, and you've been kind of neglecting that need, or maybe you've done it a little, but you want to do it more regularly, you're not feeling happiness and contentment because of this external ritual, because you're drinking cacao that feels good and therefore now you can feel good, or because you're sitting outside which feels good and so now you can feel good. You're using these as a portal to rewire your inner system to recognize the moments throughout the day that we can feel good, right? And it's really, the simpler the ritual, the better, right? Because that's why things like that require a lot of effort, especially those that require a lot of effort, they can lead us to egoically rely on those external routines or rituals in order to feel good, right? And that's also the beauty of meditation, right? Because you can meditate anytime, anywhere. And what it's doing is it's rewiring you to relax your energy, right? And of course, there's many different meditations we can do, but the core of what I'm trying to accomplish and what your angels want you to accomplish by prioritizing more rituals is feeling throughout your day the embodiment of your highest self, really. being able to tap into abundance and love and fulfillment very easily. And if you are doing this ritual of, drinking cacao and sitting outside every day, it doesn't mean that, if you stopped doing it for a week, you would suddenly forget how to feel happy because you didn't have that external stimulus or that, that external thing that makes you feel that way. That's not what we're getting at here. What we're getting at is you are blessing yourself with this luxury of simplicity, which is kind of a contradiction. And I say the word luxury not to imply that most people can't have it or anything like that, but to point out what a luxury simple and silent things can be. And luxury meaning it's like when we define what it means to feel rich in life, like to feel good, it's to feel good, it's to feel abundant, and it's something that you can tap into internally, not because of some external materialistic item that we typically associate with the word luxury, right? So I hope that this is making sense, but the goal here is to rewire our existence to notice gratitude, abundance, love in everything we do. And the way to do that when you're not used to doing that is by implementing rituals. So this could be meditation, this could be cacao, this could be journaling, this could be taking time to read. It could be any variety of external things. It could be doing a workout. But the goal here is not the external thing or even the outcome of the external thing. The goal here is not, I want to work out and then that's going to, make me feel better because it's going to get, good dopamine and it's going to make me lose weight and it's going to make my body look different. It's nothing about that, right? If working out is something of a ritual that you find to be resonating with you for this purpose that I'm talking about, then it's really not about any outcome that the workout can bring. It's because you've recognized that when you work out, you're able to tap into love, abundance, joy, fulfillment in in an easy way, like with ease. So that's why it's such a personal decision and reflection, and it can change over time. So you can look on YouTube or read books about like what are the absolute things that you have to do to have the most ultimate morning routine and ritual, but it's really not about that, right? It's really about what your intuition is going to guide you towards, because your soul knows best what rituals are going to bring it that feeling of fulfillment. So I really wanted to start with this message coming out of the eclipse energies, because I feel like this is such a key to balanced existence, and it's such an essential but yet simple I don't want to say solution, because that makes it seem like it's just like a one size fits all fix. But what we're really talking about here is lifestyle and that embodiment, and especially as it relates to the law of attraction, like this is why this is key. Because if you're going to align with your highest self, you have to be able to embody those feelings that your highest self would embody, right? And on a day-to-day, your highest self is going to be feeling love, abundance, ease, fulfillment, right? Joy. So while there are some things that we have to do, maybe for you it's working out. There's things you have to do you don't like to do, cleaning your house, maybe even cooking. Sometimes you're just too tired to cook, doing some work of your work tasks. There could be things throughout your day that you don't want to do. It doesn't mean to not do them and just only do things that feel good, right? Like we still have to know how to navigate life while having to do these things and be productive in ways that, we don't always look forward to. But what about the rest of it? Like, what are you spending to do? Or like, what are you spending your time doing? What are you prioritizing? Are you listening to podcasts that don't really add value, but you just kind of feel like you already started it, so you should complete it? Are you doing a meditation and saying affirmations and repeating it every day, but you're not really feeling it? You're just kind of doing it because you're in that motion? Or can you shake things up and maybe implement a new routine or shake up the routine that you've been doing so that you can kind of reset that energy and expand those feelings of abundance within you? Because once we get really good at fine-tuning the levels of abundance within us and knowing, you know what, I am missing this feeling of abundance that I would like to have. What can bring me that right now? When we go through every day, every hour of every day, checking in with ourselves, it's not even about the external thing, right? It's just about us remembering who we are at our source, right? Because source energy, creator energy is abundance. It is love. It is this beautiful feeling of fulfillment. And we get so caught up in the egoic, processing and the day-to-day of our lives that this is exactly what kind of messes up the law of attraction for us and gets us kind of stuck into spirals that we don't want to be stuck in. And so that's why these rituals are just absolutely key, because this is how we get to that internal state, and we kind of get the vortex or the spiral kind of cycling in a expansive way when it might have previously been in a limiting way. So I hope that this resonated. I'm going to leave this here because I think it may be a lot for you to reflect on. You may immediately right now know, okay, I know what I need to do. I know that there's a few routines or rituals that I would like to incorporate in my day-to-day. Or you may not really be sure, and you may need to take some time, maybe a week or a few weeks or more, and really start to incorporate and integrate this habit into your life where you are constantly checking in with yourself about what you're feeling and how you can feel and tap into more abundance. So this is the message I wanted to share with you. I hope that you got value out of it. And as always, I will see you on the next one. Bye.